of image projection. How cool would it be when holographic telepresence, I mean three-dimensional moving images through the use of holographic technology, can be part of the instructional process? Well, the future is here. Holographic technology will make learning more fun. Just imagine a surgeon demonstrating the anatomy of the heart without touching a real heart. Or how about giving a lecture by using a three-dimensional holographic projector equipped with Android system? Well, the possibilities for enhanced interactive demonstrations via holographic projection are endless. Now let's take a look at these amazing tools, at these awesome tools that could accelerate the teaching and learning process. Commonly referred to as Chliaras, student response systems allow faculty to engage students in the classroom and assess students' performance on the fly. Student response systems work best in large classrooms where it is difficult to interact with all students directly, and they are ideal for contents containing multiple choice, true, false, not given questions. Well, just a detail. This technology traditionally operates with proprietary hardware, which can be costly. But let's see how these extraordinary devices work. With a student response system, teachers can ask questions and collect all students' responses in real time. Also, students can participate in class anonymously among peers, but can be uniquely identified to monitor progress, perform assessments, and track participation. During class, teachers can quickly and accurately analyze students' performance so that they can differentiate instruction to meet the needs of all students. Another way students can interact with what they are seeing is with a wireless keyboard that can be passed around the classroom. A wireless keyboard and a wireless mouse may be useful when we want our students to interact with content displayed on the interactive whiteboard and without the disruption of moving them around in the classroom. Wireless keyboards can help engage students in the classroom and enhance teamwork, because now students are able to type their ideas that could be displayed on the interactive whiteboard, and then all team members in the classroom can look at these ideas and discuss or compare them. Now, what would you think of the use of a virtual keyboard instead of a wireless one? A projection keyboard is a form of a computer input device whereby the image of a virtual keyboard is projected onto a surface. When the user touches the surface covered by an image of a key, the device records the corresponding keystroke, and that's exactly how this tiny device works. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is undeniable that all the aforementioned devices can encourage participation, accelerate the teaching and learning process, and of course, help students improve their academic skills. But what about their study skills development? How do new tech instruments affect independent learning, critical thinking, and teamwork? Well, there's a logical question here. How could new technologies cope with critical thinking? Well, notions, critical thinking, and motivation are closely related. In many ways, they go hand in hand. Critical thinking requires time and effort, and to think critically, students consider complex terms about relationships, they formulate theories, they disprove, they develop ways to disprove or prove their theories, and of course, they create new ideas. Well, technology can bring much potential to the advancement of critical thinking. It is widely accepted that many people like visual learning as opposed to auditory learning. Indeed, some people like to see pictures, diagrams, flowcharts, timelines, films, demonstrations, and so forth. Of course, that does not mean that such people must see everything they learn, or that they cannot learn abstract concepts. That simply means that sometimes we cannot reach some people educationally unless we at least start beginning with visuals, or it may mean that everyone may benefit from such visual input. And that's what exactly I wanted to say about critical thinking. What about independent learning and teamwork? E-portfolios, telepresence systems, along with video, digital, and web conferencing expand classroom walls and encourage independent learning and teamwork. Let's take a look at e-portfolios first. E-portfolios are hosted by institutions, enabling students to present themselves or their work in an online forum. Well, e-portfolios are very important because sometimes they can be used as an open source, or they can be used by some institutions. Well, some e-portfolios can be used for presentations or for a number of different assignments, or most popularly for class studies. Some others may be used in an educational setting, just as exactly we call them institutional electronic portfolios. Well, institutional, but what are these institutional e-portfolios? They are multimedia websites designed to document and organize the institution's storyboard and standards. They can foster a depth and breadth of connections among other institutions and within the institution itself, its programs and its constituents, and it can provide an efficient means to reinforce shared visions and commitments to its mission. Helping students to interact with what they see, helping students to navigate their options, and developing the professional online presence should be the goal. That's why some institutions offer students their own blogs, websites, web hosting, and a personal domain name. But who could deny that a face-to-face interaction in a virtual environment is an interesting way of studying? Web and video conferencing and telepresence systems provides a means for face-to-face interaction in both virtual and physical environments. Online classes can be augmented by virtual office hours, in which faculty members can meet face-to-face with students via Skype or other web conferencing technologies. Online classes, online students can form study groups, or they can work on group projects thanks to web conferencing and other collaboration tools. Well, so far so good. There is an interesting study by the Open Colleges in Australia referring to what to the top 3 reasons teachers would use technology in their classrooms. And that study showed that the 76% of teachers use technology to adapt to diverse learning styles. The 77% use technology to boost student motivation, and the 76% of teachers use technology to enhance material being taught. And that brings me to the end of my second point. Now I would like to draw your attention to the following 2 tables indicating clearly how exactly new technologies affect students' academic and study skills development. This is the first table. Interactive whiteboards, document cameras, digital projectors, student response systems, wireless keyboards, e-portfolios are an effective tool that helps students to improve their academic skills, communication and collaboration. Lecture capture systems help students to improve their speaking for academic purposes skills and note-taking techniques. Regarding the second table, referring to the student study skills development, e-portfolios, telepresence systems, lecture capture systems, and web conferencing with peers and teachers extend learning opportunities, link isolated groups of learners, and provide a choice of options for engaging with the curriculum. Another benefit of these devices is the ability for teachers to be available online for questions or discussions with students, and that makes learning more flexible and more personal. Ladies and gentlemen, all the aforementioned devices and tools offer a tremendous tool for educators and students alike. Now, while approaching the end of my presentation, I would like to take a look at the use of new tech tools in ESP classes from a more practical perspective. I'd like to refer to the implementation of new tech tools into an academic reading lesson plan template. I think you will be excited about this as soon as you notice that students will not need to have to use any pens, pencils or paper. Well, to begin with, the purpose of the pre-reading activities, we all know that it is to let students know at least something about the topic before reading. So before students read a text, we usually take about 7 to 10 minutes to build vocabulary and background knowledge. That increases students' understanding of the text. Also, it it has already been shown that motivated students learn better when they are fully engaged and when they are motivated. So when content is being displayed through a digital projector or a document camera on the interactive whiteboard, motivation is increased and students' interest is maintained. While reading, a whole text can be displayed through a digital projector or a document camera on an interactive whiteboard, so teachers can easily show their students how predicting, skimming, scanning, intensive reading techniques are useful activities for context comprehension. Lecture capture systems would be the tools that could record students' teamwork performance in the classroom so that students can improve their teamwork skills. Regarding the post-reading activities, we all know that the post-reading activities help students to locate and record information, support them to make inferences, and help them to substantiate and reconsider their own ideas. They provide them with a framework to be able to summarize summarize key ideas within the text. Well, last but not least, e-portfolios and web conferencing or telepresence systems would help students improve their independent learning and teamwork skills. All in all, we all know that research has repeatedly demonstrated that motivated students learn better, and that hands-on learning enhanced by new technologies is the best way to engage them. And that covers just about everything I wanted to say. Just to summarize, the main points of my presentation were the role of new technologies in higher education, a description of new tech tools used in ESP classes, and the impact of new technologies on students' academic and study skills development. Also, an academic reading lesson plan template has been demonstrated. Well, I hope you've enjoyed my presentation today. If anyone has any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. Yes?
This is more a comment of an offer with the student feedback system clickers. There are a couple of products that they can use their phones as the hardware. So you get a QR code that you can put up as a slide. They photograph it, and their phone will give them the options, and then it feeds back through internet and Wi-Fi in the room, which most universities have. Lets them do that all free of charge. There's 2 or 3. I've played with 1. I can't remember the name of it.
Thank you. Yes?
I think it's all very nice. You've got some fantastic instruments there and equipment, and I think it's very interesting. I'm just wondering is there any actual research to show that students and learners do learn more through using digital equipment, or is it kind of what you were implying earlier, that it's now a requirement for people to even turn up in the classroom?
I think that, well, as I have already said, that, well, our students grew up in the digital age. So what they need is motivation, and the best way to motivate them is to use technology. Well, I think that all these tricks, all these technological tricks are the best way to engage students in the classroom. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm wondering if there was any
What's your opinion?
I was wondering if there's any research on it, if anybody's done any comparison.
I'd say I've been looking at motivation quite a lot recently. One that everybody has not done here.